Bring back rock. Hey everybody, it's Dean. Welcome to Bring Back Rock. B just wanted to help out again today. So B, who are we talking about today?
Little Caesar.
That's right, Little Caesar.
Pizza.
No, the band Little Caesar.
Oh, I wanted to talk about Crazy Bread.
Nope, we're talking about the band. They didn't even know that there was a pizza place called Little Caesars when they named the band, as a matter of fact. It wasn't a national chain yet. It was working its way to that way. When they found out, they wanted to change the name immediately, but the record company had everything printed and said no dice. So they're basically like a biker bar band. There's a couple bands that had that type of image back in the day. Circus of Power comes to mind, maybe Zodiac Mind Warp a little bit. There's a great soulful hard rock band that we're going to talk about. You might have a new favorite, Little Caesar, after the end of this video.
Ha, no way.
Yeah, you never know. All right, so we're going to talk about Little Caesar, great rock and roll band that I want to talk about for quite some time, and a number of you have suggested it as well, so let's get right to it and talk about Little Caesar.
All right, let's get started.
When talking about Little Caesar, let's start with vocalist Ron Young from New York City.
New York City?
That's right, New York City. He claims the rock scene in New York was dying and being taken over by hip-hop artists. Now, LA was obviously the place to be for a rock performer, so he packed up his truck and he moved to Los Angeles, or at least not too far from there. He caught the ear of a band and started to work on their third album with them. You see, they had just parted ways with their singer, who was in a bad way and was checked into rehab. The band had little hope that they would be able to continue with their original singer. Ron came in, wrote with them, demoed up a full album. The singer did come out of rehab. He seemed in a much better place, and the band decided to give it another go with him, a move Ron totally respected and understood. The singer was Anthony Kiedis. The band was the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Crazy, right? Ron said bassist Flea was the most passionate musician he ever worked with. Ron had the whole album on cassette, but he lost it in his first divorce. Very depressing. I'd love to hear what those... It sounds like a strange combination, so I'd love to hear what they came up with. Soon Little Caesar was born, looking nothing like the pretty glam bands that were popular at the time. They decided to play biker bars and clubs outside on the fringe of the LA scene. Not just looking like bikers, but living it. Singer Ron Young didn't even own a car, just his bike. Pretty smart guy. Hard to be the one carting all the band gear around when all you have is your motorcycle. The band found themselves with a powerhouse team. They were signed to Geffen Records, with one of the biggest management companies, Creative Artist Agency, the top A&R guy in John Kalodner, and eventually a high-powered producer, which we'll get to in a moment. With this team, they seemed poised to become the next big thing, which is something everyone agreed on. Problem is, that's about all they agreed on. Powerful people have big egos and strong opinions. The band formed wanting to be a soulful, hard rock band with stripped-down 70s feeling for their production, and demoed songs with producer Joe Hardy, most famous for his work with ZZ Top. The label wanted to use Bob Rock, who totally got the band and was ready to produce that stripped-down record. However, he and John Kalodner got in a dispute, and the band was caught in the middle. Bob did another project, and it cost the band a full year waiting to record the album. In the meantime, to get product out, some of the demos they did with Joe Hardy were released on Metal Blades Records as an EP called Name Your Poison in 1989. This is my personal favorite release from the band. All 4 songs are killer, especially God's Creation, Tastes Good to Me. After all, releasing an EP to build momentum worked for label mates Guns N' Roses, so it should work for them, right? During the recording of the debut, Motley Crue's Dr. Feelgood, produced by Bob Rock, went to number 1. That's when things in studio changed. It went from Bob Rock making a Little Caesar record to Little Caesar making a Bob Rock record. The stripped-down sound was gone, and they were on to the big sonic Bob Rock sound. The band really hated the production of the album. It was too slick and smooth. All the rough and tumble edges of the band were gone. Personally, I was always a little disappointed in the album after the EP. Still great songs and performances, but it sounded a little too clean and safe, in my opinion. And doing the research, it was the same opinion of the band. Then there was the single John Kalodner insisted on for the band, recording Chain of Fools, one of the first songs the band learned. The band was against the idea. Ron said the song is okay, but Aretha Franklin singing the hell out of it is what made it great. But it made the album, and the decision was made to make it the first single. Another decision the band was against, but a cover tune helped break Van Halen, so it should work here too, right? The self-titled album was released in 1989. The band was Ron Young on vocals, Apache on guitar, Lauren Molinier on guitar, Fidel Panagua on bass, Paniagua, I know I'm screwing up some of these names, Tom Morris on drums. It reached number 139 on the charts, and Chain of Fools got radio and MTV play. The single In Your Arms also did relatively well. The band went on tour with Kiss before the album came out and were out with them shortly after it came out. And in about a 3-week period, everything went wrong. The band didn't agree with the album's production or choice for the first single, but it was getting airplay. Geffen Records was sold. With the sale, there was a change in distributor. With the change in distributor, they were having a hard time getting the album in the stores. On top of that, their management was going to be running a record company, which meant they could no longer be the artist managers. They needed new management. All those high-powered people that had lined up to help the band quickly ran for the hills, abandoned the group when they weren't immediately a hit. Guitarist Apache left, frustrated with all the business BS happening. The band replaced him with Earl Slick, most famous for working with David Bowie, but also with John Lennon and even David Coverdale. They got their new management, and the management had a new strategy to get the band's momentum back and had a plan and a meeting with the record label. But after the meeting, he told the band the light at the end of the tunnel was really just a freight train coming. The label had no intention of promoting or supporting the band and their second album, which was just given a green light to fulfill contract obligations. Influence was released in 1992. With the production, the band and I, not that anyone asked, liked better. But it was dead on arrival without label support, and soon Little Caesar split. They would reform, but I'll talk about that in a minute. Ron was a very well-respected vocalist and had some great opportunities. One was a band called Manic Eden, which was basically Whitesnake with Ron instead of David Coverdale. James Christian from House of Lords was originally tapped to be the vocalist, but the band wanted a bluesier feel, and Ron stepped in. With Rudy Sarzo on bass, Adrian Vandenberg on guitar, and Tommy Aldridge on drums. However, no label would even listen to the album. Hard rock was so out of vogue at the time. They had a deal in Japan and in Europe, hoping to build momentum and get a U.S. deal, but it just didn't happen. And David Coverdale came calling, Adrian had bills to pay, and that was the end of Manic Eden. The album finally did get a U.S. release in 2024. It's not Whitesnake with Ron, but it is a bluesy hard rock album if you want to check that out. He also came close a second time. Slash had left GNR and was setting up Slash's Snake Pit. Mike Klink suggested Ron. Slash was a fan of the singer, and they started writing at Slash's home. Eventually, it was pointed out to Slash that the singer would need to sing GNR songs on tour, something Ron said he couldn't do if he wanted to. Completely different singing style. So, once again, Ron was out. Drugs were also a problem, as Ron had started really getting into heroin around the release of Little Caesar's second album. And he says he was a high-functioning addict for a long time before finally bottoming him out, living in his car, broke, bottoming out, and getting clean. The original band members reunited and released an album called Redemption in 2009. Guitarist Apache was in the band and recorded most of the album before they split again, and Joey Brasler finished the album and replaced him for the next 4 years, including the next album, American Dream, in 2012. Their latest album, 8, was released in 2018. I need to point out that if you like Little Caesar through all these releases, they maintain their brand of soulful hard rock. You always know what you're getting with Little Caesar. They also released, this time it's different, on Earl Slick's Slick Music label. That contained unreleased songs, demos, and live songs. They also have a live album out there as well. There are some lineup changes along the way, but the band is still out there playing occasionally and kicking butt. As a matter of fact, they just finished a string of dates with Taiketo a few days before I put this episode together in September of 24. So they're still out there doing it, making music, releasing music, and playing live. All right, so that is quite a bit about Little Caesar and Ron Young. Let's listen to some music samples, and I will catch up with you at the end of the video. One thing I forgot to mention before we get to the music samples is that singer Ron Young appeared in that 1991 blockbuster Terminator 2 Judgment Day. We've all seen it, right? He's the one in the scene where the Terminator goes into the biker bar naked and takes the guy's bike and clothes. He's not the one he takes the clothes from, but he is standing behind that guy, and he's the one that hits the Terminator with the pool cue and gets quickly tossed out the window. So Kind of another cool thing that Ron Young was involved in. Alright, now let's get to the music samples, and I will catch up with you at the end of the video.
Girls got it, sure don't hide it. Well, they like to give you more to show. And she's dancing with a clear sound. Yeah, she wants to her world to know. If all these were a temple, I pray to one like that. 'Cause she must be God's creation. Heaven's where I'm at. Must be God's creation. 'Cause hell don't look like that. Once the stones ain't rolling, you used to die like a stolen. Well, you used to gamble pills, now you paying all the bills. Is it crazy? Getting lazy. Well, you used to go so wild, now you're sober all the time. Is it crazy? Getting lazy. Oh yeah. I found out now I'm just a link in the chain. Girl, you got me where you want me. Hell, I am nothing but a fool. Yeah. You treat me mean. Oh, you treat me cruel. Change, 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 change of fools. I heard that you went hopping, went from bar to bar last night. Then you lost in love, some Susie, and you got into a fight. You were dancing on the table, then rolling around the floor. And when your glass was empty, you went stumbling around for more. Then I heard that you denied it, said it couldn't happen to you. But rum and Coke 45, it's all the proof you need. Rum and Coke, no lying. Rum and Coke, not me. Rum and Coke, no denying. Rum and Coke, I heard you got your pistol and wish you can't imagine dandy. Liquor is quicker if you wanna give her a treat. When she starts to cooking, girl, you know I'm looking for a little something to eat. Well, I love to eat the muffin, but the seeds are getting stuck in my teeth. I'd love to see your kitchen. I'd love to feel the heat. Tastes good to me. It tastes good to me. Betty Crocker and Japan, famous for their cakes. Hey there, girl, it's supper time. So fries go with that shake. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Wanna tell you about Johnny? Well, he was a good friend of mine, but the bond it broke down over time. 'Cause Johnny thrived on anger, and he was bitter all the time. Someone should have stopped and seen the signs. He couldn't pay the cost, or he was getting lost. Wish someone would have noticed. Johnny's taking life too much for granted. Johnny wants to leave it all behind. Working for a guy named Willie, turning ranch for $1 a day. Then he had his brother Billy, and he took my time away.
That was actually pretty great. I think I might have a new favorite Little Caesar.
I think so. So where can you find them? You can actually buy their albums, not too expensive. You know, you get them used, you can get them new, you can stream them on the streaming services, a lot of it anyway. You cannot find the EP, that's kind of hard to find. That was on Metal Blade Records. That's going to cost you a little bit, but everything else should be like under $20 to find. So you can find all their music still available. All right, I think that's it. I appreciate everybody being here. Thanks for a little help and assist me, and we'll catch you on the next episode.
Also, make sure to hit that subscribe button to help me and my dad.
I forgot to say that. Thank you. All right, see you guys.
See ya. Bye.